I want to start this video off by saying happy Thanksgiving to all of my United States followers. I hope you're having a very enjoyable and relaxing holiday and enjoying family time as well as some great food. Now with the holidays coming around, there's lots of big deals out there, so I wanted to take a second to cultivate this video, which is going to go over some of my favorite products that I use in my camping scenario in my camper van. Now, if you do not have a camper van like I do, but you have an overlanding setup or you tent camp or you have an RV of any kind, a lot of these products are still going to be useful for your scenario. Now, two more housekeeping things before we jump into this list is one, some of these brands I have partnered with. They have sent the products out for me to review, but I love them so much that I actually have put them into my regular scheduled activities. There is also a bunch of products in this list that I purchased with my own money, so I will make sure that I distinguish that as clearly as possible in the video if that is information that you would like to know. Lastly, I am going to be linking affiliate links down below, so if you do decide to purchase one of these products or some of these products through those links, a small commission is going to be kicked back to me. It's a great way to support the channel. It's how a lot of us creators are able to keep the lights on. So without further ado, let's jump into this list of my favorite gadgets for my camper van. These are my window shades, and you guys have seen me, if you follow the channel at all, you've seen me use these window shades a lot. I think this is like one of my front window shades, this is for one of my back bunks, and this is for my fan. I personally purchased these with my own money. These all came from VanEssential, and I haven't had too many issues with them. Now, I know during the summertime when I was working with my air conditioning, a lot of you guys were suggesting that I go with more of a Reflectix style shade, so I am going to be looking for something like that. These do have Reflectix built inside of them, but the fact that they're black, it does still attract that heat. I digress. These have been incredible though. I have really enjoyed them, and they honestly don't even fit my van perfectly. I have to, one of them I had to use some Velcro just to get it to fit because we trimmed our window in too well. They are pricey, so I am going to list them down below, but I will also see if I can find some cheaper options for you guys if you're looking for some budget shopping. But having an ability to block out all of your windows and make it completely pitch dark, oh man, it's so nice. First off, the privacy factor when you're in a group camping scenario. I've camped in Walmart parking lots before. Being able to just have that privacy is really nice. Also, when you want to sleep in for a little bit, being able to keep that sun from beaming through the windows, fantastic. And lastly, in the wintertime, being able to insulate my windows is by far one of the best ways to make sure I can keep my van nice and toasty when that heater is running. Now, the second part to this, there's a part two. And in this is actually my VanEssential's shower setup. This essentially takes my back part of my van. I'm able to wrap it around my doors. There's these little trim pieces that cover the side of the doors, and I'm able to have a shower setup. And I just use this little bamboo step stool to throw on the ground so I have something to step onto, and it allows me to be able to rinse off and have a place to shower. All of that I have purchased with my own money. Again, gonna link all of that down below for you guys, so if you're interested in checking that out and building out your own outdoor shower, highly recommend it. So this is the next one I wanted to talk to you guys about, and it's this little suction cup mounted backup camera. So this is the camera right here, and let me grab it off the top so you guys will do it this way. So this camera is actually, you can see I'm moving it right now, and it's pretty instant, and it recharges via a solar panel that's built in on top of it, as well as you can plug it into a USB port if you need to. I've only had to recharge it once using the USB port, and that's just because it was cloudy out and then I needed to clean the solar panel at the top. For the most part, it works pretty darn good, and even works well at night using some night vision on it. So I installed this because I started to tow things a little bit more, and I wanted to be able to see what I was towing while driving. There are things you can get to make the backup camera on the Sprinter full time, but I also use this for Apple and Android CarPlay, or Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and I want to be able to access my music, and then being able to have this up top as a way almost looking like a normal backup mirror has been awesome. So that's the solar panel built in on top. You can articulate this however you want, and it has a really strong magnet base, so anything that's magnetic can you can attach it to, and it's just got this simple antenna. And I believe you can even put multiple cameras out and toggle between on the monitor if you want. So pretty cool. It's pretty cheap. And also putting the regular mirror there wouldn't really serve a purpose for me because I have so much stuff on my back windows and I have to see so far that it really wouldn't give me that much depth or the viewability. Being able to have that, just being able to see cars and stuff, has been great. And since I have the Nomadic S1 back here, I can just magnet it to that and it works pretty darn good. It does magnet to the top of the Sprinter as well if you want to do it that way. And kind of match your regular camera, but I like it being lower like this. And knock on wood, I haven't had any issues anybody stealing it yet. If I'm leaving the van for a while or I'm parked somewhere I'm worried about it, I just take it off, throw it inside real quick, and I haven't had any issues. Now this one is quick and easy. And you might be like, what the heck is this? And it's actually a little footstool. It's adjustable. And the reason I have these is both of our van seats in the van have swivels, and they are both aftermarket swivels, so it makes the seats sit up kind of high, which is great, but then your feet don't really touch the ground. So by having these, I'm able to actually use my tables that I have in the van, and I'm able to have a place to put my feet, and it makes it super comfortable when I have long days of editing or I'm trying to eat or things like that. So my wife also uses it on those long travel times when we're driving because she's shorter, so her feet don't touch the ground, but being able to throw this on while she's riding along makes it really comfortable for her. We bought this with our own money, so they weren't super expensive, I don't think. We got them off Amazon, so I will link that down below for you guys if you're looking for a little footstool. The next thing I got here is this tool roll. So actually I did purchase this with my own money, but the first time that we had it, I got my dog's hair all over it. The first time that I've used this is actually in my dad's ATV setup. We got this to go into his ATV side by side, and I kind of fell in love with it. So I picked one up for the van. It's nice. It comes in this canvas bag. It cinches down really well. And then if I need to work on anything, I can just unroll this. And it has quite a bit of what I might need between different wrenches over here. There's different types of pliers. You can open this up. It all stores in nice and neat. There's also a set on this side of ratchets, so if you need to ratchet anything, there's that. There's even like a little hammer in there, which is cool. So, and then it all rolls up nice and tidy. So you're able to store it and it stays dry. And it makes it easy to access all your tools that you might need. Now, this tool set is not exhaustive, which is why I throw this little bag in. And inside here, I keep a set of gloves, which is handy. And then this is another tool that I find really handy to have around, is this little DeWalt gyroscopic screwdriver. So you just click the button. If you need to go tighten, you just twist one way. If you need to loosen, you twist the other way. And then it can even go like a drill. It's a little 8-volt battery. I have 2 batteries. They last actually quite a long time. My friend Aaron, who you guys have seen on the channel before helping us build some cabinets in the past, he has one of these, and I fell in love with it when we were doing a bunch of work at our church, and I've always sworn I want to have one of these. And it's super handy just to have around the van when I'm needing to fix things or hang something, also around the house. And I don't need or want to carry a big drill or have to get a big drill out. Now, I do carry some bigger impacts and bigger drills just in case I ever need to change something really big, but I keep those stored away where they're not so accessible to get to. This is just nice and easy if I need to tighten a screw down or, you know, get to something. I have this, and it came with a set of bits that has quite a few different bits in there. Nice and compact. I know there's people probably out there who are Milwaukee guys and all that are just going to roll their eyes. It's a tool and it works for me, so I use it. Okay, so we hopped back out in the van to go over this next one because it's kind of permanently mounted right now to the wall, and that's this little mirror. This mirror is a cheap thing that we got off of Amazon. It has this articulating arm, and it has two different sides to it. Honestly, I couldn't even really tell you the difference. I think this side is like the regular face, and then this side's like a zoomed in version. Let's see if you guys can see. So there's like a zoomed in version there, and then just the regular version. It also has a light that is rechargeable via USB. So I think it takes a USB-C. And I believe, yeah, there's different temperature controls. So if you want a little bit warmer, cooler, regular, I think you can even dim it. Yeah, if you hold it, it will dim. See how bright it gets. Yeah, it gets decently bright. So now this was definitely more of an addition for my wife because she's traveling or has been able to travel with me a little bit more in the van. But honestly, it is pretty nice, especially for those weeks on end. Like I just spent 3.5 weeks on the road in the van. Being able to just have somewhere I could see my face and wash my face, make sure I don't have like toothpaste hanging out or anything like that, has been pretty nice. And I just installed it right here on my wall panel, and it folds up flat. Yeah, that's been a great addition. So the other thing that my wife suggested that we add to the van is these mirrors to our visors. Being able to have a mirror while driving so she can do her makeup, or it's just handy to have. These also have lights similar to the ones that we have in the back. So that's been great. The lights are dimmable by holding down the button each, which is great. These also are charged via USB, and we've been using them for a little over a month now and haven't had to recharge them at all. But just being able to flip the visor down and have a mirror, as well as a mirror in the back, it really does. It's one of those creature comforts that you don't know you need until you don't have it, and then when you have it back, you're like, wow, I missed having that. So again, I'm gonna link these down below. They were cheap off of Amazon. We got them like the same day using Amazon Prime. So now the next thing, and wait, how did these get in there? What is this? A desktop calendar featuring some of my favorite nature photography images from the last year. And then maybe a 11.5 by 14 wall calendar that also features some of my favorite images from the last year and has a nice high-res gloss finish for the image, while also having the ability to write on the bottom for those of you who like to still use a calendar to plan. There's also QR codes that you can scan to take yourself to that image on my website in case you want to maybe purchase a print like what is hanging behind me there. Or maybe you want to see the YouTube video that corresponds, which a lot of these images I have captured out in the field, staying in my camper van. Like this one right here was last year camping in Essential, Nevada in the snow. So if you guys want to check that out, I will link those down below for you. It's a great way to support the channel, besides also using the affiliate links that I'm listing in this video. But let's get back though to the regular scheduled content that you clicked on this video for. Okay. Now, this is also one that I purchased with my own money that is by far my favorite thing. The bag is so tore up now because I've used these so much. And these are leveling blocks. And essentially all you have to do is throw this underneath the tire that you need to level, and you can drive up on with your vehicle. It will level out, and then you can take this side and throw it underneath. And now you are nice and level. 99% of the time the job gets done. I'm able to make the van a lot more comfortable with it, and it doesn't take me long at all to level out the van. So if you're looking for a way to level out your vehicle for tent camping, for your RVs, definitely check these out. These are Carmtech. I will list a few options down below for you guys because there's quite a few out there. Again, I'm not affiliated with anybody with these. I bought these myself and have loved them. These ones weren't too bad. I can't remember how much they were, but I will link these down below for you guys. Highly recommend picking up something like this if you are camping in unlevel terrain. Now it's for my favorite part, and this is cooking. I'm gonna start with these two guys. Both of these actually were brand partners on the channel this year. They both sent out their product for me to review. They didn't pay me to say anything specific. They just sent me the product and asked for me to give them my thoughts. And the first one is this Outen espresso maker. This thing has been awesome. It's got its own rechargeable battery. It can make its own hot water and can produce a nice espresso shot. You can use regular espresso beans with one of their adapters. This adapter right here is for using Nespresso nanopods. So if you have a Nespresso at your house, you can use those pods in here and it will make some creamy espresso shots for you. There's also a larger portafilter you can get that will allow you to pull double shots. So this thing has a long battery life, especially if you use it with something like this, which is my Joulle Kettle Pot. Now, when I reviewed this back in the day, I wasn't overly sold on it, but over time, I have actually learned to fall in love with this thing. I don't use it for the eat or the popcorn mode, even though they are kind of neat to do. I mainly just use it to boil the water and use it for brewing regular coffee. I also use it to pour into the top of my Nano espresso maker to prolong the battery life on this. I think I can get like 200 or something brews. Using, if I boil my water, you only get 5 if you use the actual heater or something like that. Check out my review. I will link it in the corner over here if you want to check out the review for this. And then also the Joulle will be down below too. Now, both of these products, I actually have 10% off coupon codes that I can give you guys. So those are both going to be linked down below. This does require an electrical source. So being in a camper van, I do have that, which is nice. I'm able just to plug it in and it doesn't use much battery at all. I think it's like 500 watts or something like that. So that has been great. And obviously I love my coffee. So being able to brew some coffee out there has been a big addition to my camping setup. Now the next set I want to talk about is still in the idea of cooking, and these are both some newer additions to the van. I did buy both of these myself too. This is by a company called, pull this up, Sea to Summit, and essentially it's just a set of cookware that folds up on top of itself, which I love. I love maximizing space. It's nice size spoons, pasta dish, tongs. I've used these in my recent videos, so if you guys have watched me cook, you'd have seen these. It has a nice coated finish to it. Makes it's super easy to clean. It looks great, and then it has this rubber outside gasket here that keeps everything pinched down. It is kind of hard to put on sometimes, but it keeps it all pinched down, and honestly has actually kept it from really rattling when it's in the van, which if you have followed me for a while, you know I hate rattles. So having this has been a great addition to cooking. And then this I have eyed for a long time, and I finally pulled the trigger on it. And this is a knife set from GSI Outdoors. Now, I've used GSI Outdoor products in the past. I've used it, their cooktops and stuff, and that's how I got turned on to this knife set. Now, these knives, they are sharp, they look great, and they clean up really well. I've only used them a handful of times now, but man, have they been fantastic. So they come with their own little sheaths here, which is nice. There's a few different sets, a few different blade types. I usually use that chef style blade. That's what I like. There's also a bread knife, which is nice for cutting bread because we like carbs on this channel. And then it comes with its own cutting board. So it folds up, which is nice. So you have a cutting board to work with, all in this one little pack that packs up really nice, which it fits in my drawers well in the van. And if you guys are traveling anything smaller than that, you're gonna really love how much space this carries. So I'm gonna link that down below. Again, I bought that with my own money. Not too expensive for what you get. And this is my Genesis Jetboil base camp system. So this is my new primary method for cooking, unless I'm cooking over open fire. This is what I am using most of the time. It comes with a pan, a lid, and then the cooktop itself fits inside a big pot. So by unfolding this, now you have 2 large burners to be able to cook on. This thing has been fantastic. It needs to be cleaned. Obviously, I'm seeing that now. I need to clean this pretty good because this thing gets worked when I'm out there. Again, being able to have it packed up as neat as it does and not take up a lot of space is great. When I did my initial review on this, a lot of you guys talked about a off-brand one by Amazon, so I'm going to link that down below for you guys too. I do not have any thoughts on that because I haven't used it. I did buy this, well, I didn't buy this. This was a Christmas present last year, but this has been fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about it. The wind guard is kind of the weak point of it, but I haven't run into any issues with my flame blowing out or anything like that with it. Now, if you're looking for an electric version of this, I do have one that's from the same company that makes the Joulle Kettle Pot that is actually really good. I reviewed that as well on the channel, so if you guys want to check that out, I will link that review down below, as well as that cooktop. Essentially, it's the same thing, it's just electric instead of gas, and it did really well. And I also have a 10% coupon code for that one. But I'd be remiss to not talk about this guy right here as well. I do have a full review coming out on this here soon, but this is the Ninja Sizzle. It is an all-electric, smokeless grill. I opened it up too far. So, it's got a grill, a grease catch. Let me put it up here so you guys can see. This comes out so you can clean it. It does take some power, so that is kind of a bummer. If you don't have that big of a power setup, then this may not be possible for you. The fact that I have a 3,000 watt inverter allows me to use this. I've used it probably 3 or 4 times and have been pretty impressed with it. So again, I do have a full review coming out on this here soon, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to check out my full review on the Genesis Jetboil base camp, you can click right here and that will take you to that video. I cover a lot of the information that you might need to know about that cooktop. I'll also link the reviews to some of the other cooktops down below, as well as all the affiliate links. Have a great holiday. I will see you guys in the next adventure.